Okay, I'm going to do Suspense and I'm going to do it from the year 2006. Now, I meant for you to do 2016, it doesn't matter. Just remember 2006 was 14 years ago, so the questions are a little bit simpler than they would be today. So when you do Suspense, generally you like to link it to your mortgage or your debenture. Why is it a mortgage in this question? It's a mortgage because it's a sole trader. So the first thing is the amount of money you've borrowed, the 300,000, make sure you put that in creditors greater than 1 year to get your 2 marks. Okay, so that will be roughly 2 marks for you. Then calculate your mortgage interest. If you've borrowed this much money, how much would you have to give the bank back in interest every year? Now the 300,000, generally they're going to ask you to split it. Why? Because for whatever reason, maybe you expanded or maybe you're running out of money, but you had to get an additional loan during the year. Now in the question, you didn't take out this loan until April. So you'll only pay interest on it from April to December. That's why I'm multiplying the new 100,000 by 9/12. Now another thing that I want you to be careful of in the numeric questions, watch that they don't change that interest rate. Sometimes when you get a new mortgage, the interest rate may be better or worse than the rate that you already have. So that might have actually changed to 6%, say. So on this 200,000, you pay 5%. You're going to have it for a year, so you have to pay 10,000 in interest. This one here, it's 100,000. It's at 5%, but you only have to pay it from April to December. So that's 9/12. So that's 3,750. That means in total, this is what you have to pay. Now, interest is something that you have to pay daily and all the time. Things that you pay all the time have to go into the profit and loss. Now, the only thing I want you to watch, it's not in this question, but from now on, when you're doing a sole trader, will you watch for drawings? Because generally some of this interest will be for the private residence and you'd have to take it out. But I've just put a note here, drawing sole trader is usually there. Now, it's not in this question. Then you have to work out the mortgage interest due. Again, steps 1, 2 and 3. I'm not using anything to do with Suspense. I'm just doing these straight. So you paid 3 months, which means you paid for January, February and March. But look at this. You definitely had this in January, February and March. This only started in April. So that means when the first 3 months that I've paid, I've only paid 3 months of this figure. So it's 200,000 by 5%. I want 3 months. So I've paid 2,500. So how much do I still owe? Well, this is what you're meant to pay. This is what you have paid. So this is what you owe, and that'll be 11,250. That goes into creditors less than 1 year. Okay, so the problem is in this question, it asked about the Suspense. And it said all your mistakes are Suspense put in your general expenses. So I opened that up. They said there was a problem with the mortgage interest due. And so not due, so mortgage interest paid. And they said that was 3,000 for 3 months. Now, just put in 3 months there as well. We just worked out 3 months, and we said 3 months was 2,500. So this account is wrong by 500. So you need to take 500 out of here on the credit. But you know, in accountancy, if you put something on the credit, you have to put it on the debit somewhere else. So the debit goes where Suspense is, which happens to be general expenses. And that is that account dealt with, because I have done everything to do with mortgage interest over here. And then the second part of Suspense says it's to do with discount received and creditors. So again, if they don't give you the word creditors, received has a C in it, so discount received always goes with creditors. Go through this again. Discount received is revenue. Revenue should be on the credit side following Earl. Creditors are a liability, should be on the credit side if they're increasing and debit side if they're decreasing. Now, if you've received a discount, it's revenue, so I definitely know it should be on the credit. Creditors are people I owe money to, but I've received a discount from them, so I owe them less. So that's where the 2 figures should be. This is the balance that I took from the trial balance, and this is the balance that I took from the trial balance. Now, in the question, it says 700 should have been here and here. Now, they said this was entered, but you forgot to put it here. So all you have to do is put your 700 here on the credit. But again, in accountancy, if you put something on the credit, you must put it on the debit somewhere else. And the debit goes up here in your general expenses. So that means now My new figure for discount received, the new correct figure that I put into my accounts is 4,300 in add operating income. Why? Because it's revenue, and we know revenue is on the credit side. When you go to put in your general expenses, you'll put 193,700 in for your general expenses, and that will go into admin. And that's your suspense done for 2006.